Cool. So, 35?
Great intro, mate.
Yeah.
Start again.
35, yeah?
Go for it.
Episode 35 of the Living Room Chat. As always, myself, Matt, himself, Ryan. Back again for 20 minutes, half an hour of good quality, insightful, educational
Chit chat, yeah.
chat.
We've got actually some planned topics today.
Yeah.
Solicitor rants. You want to just rant about solicitors? Not rant, sorry. We appreciate everything they do, their jobs, but I think fundamentally there's things that they could do differently that would improve the lives of everyone.
So my gripe at the moment is I have shot myself in the foot by working with solicitors who pay me a referral fee.
Talk about the pros and cons of that.
I've learnt my lesson, and my New Year's resolution for 2024 is to only work with reputable local solicitors who do not pay referral fees.
There you go. Happy days. Your trip, we haven't spoke about it because it's been a little while since we've sat down on the sofas.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to hear like the top 3 points of your trip to Japan.
Yeah, because it was a lot of fun. We only stayed in Tokyo. We were there like 6 days, and 5-6 days was the perfect amount.
Yeah.
We spent the whole time eating, drinking, and just going around on the metro.
Nice.
And going up different towers and to rooftop bars and stuff. So we didn't do like much like touristy stuff I'd recommend.
Just drink a lot of beer and...
Yeah, it was just kind of cool to be in another culture.
Yeah.
So far away from home.
Yeah.
And actually...
Is the city like, is it like normal city though? Like no different to being in London, just everyone's a bit shorter?
It's kind of like London. And it's vast. So you know when you go up a tower in London, you can kind of see where the building stops, and like there's lots of parks and green spaces, and it's quite dynamic in the landscape.
Yeah,
same as New York.
Got the river flowing through the middle and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas in Tokyo, I found we go up the towers, where you can see as far as the eye can see. It's just quite low buildings.
Yeah. No
green spaces, just building as far as you can see.
Wow.
And then I saw a clip on Facebook of the outline of the UK, and you look at the Tokyo metropolitan area, and it's like half the size of the UK.
Really?
It's such a huge area and very dense.
So bigger than London, obviously, like considerably bigger than London.
Yeah, considerably bigger than London.
Interesting.
And just huge, but very efficient tube network. Very polite people.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
And then we'll go on to, it's going to probably become a little feature of our podcast into next year, because obviously as we get closer to the deadline, the due date of your little one coming, you've experienced the pains or joys, we'll find out in this episode, of buying prams. Yeah?
It's the whole thing.
Just leave it at that.
The whole thing. Yeah.
Excellent.
Sorry, you were introducing the topics there, and I was just running away with them.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get you back on track. It's fine, because like duo hosts, we've got this kind of like in sync. I want to talk about something and kind of have a vision of it, the way it's going to be delivered, and then you go off on a tangent, and then I'll bring you back, and then it's works.
Yeah, so I'm just here.
It's all good.
Yes, it's all good.
It's all good. Right.
So,
Matt, I feel like I'm hosting this. I'm not hosting this.
Yeah.
Matt, talk about solicitors, and then you can just lead nicely from when you finish solicitors. When you feel a natural end of your discussion arrives, then just break off in the segue into Japan.
Okay.
Followed by prams.
Yeah.
And I want to talk.
Got it. It's a diverse episode, for sure.
Literally. Solicitors, Japan, prams. Go.
Me and Matt went to a solicitor social thing the other evening, where they had...
I saw that on LinkedIn, actually.
Yeah, really cool. They had a casino night, and they just invited people down. There was people from different agencies they work with, and a really nice, really good people, really professional firm who Matt's always recommended, and now I'm inclined to recommend myself. What was funny is I was just having chit chat with people as you do, and I'd mentioned, they said, "Oh, where were you before Avocado?" And saying that you used to work at Purple Bricks in a solicitor office after everyone's had a few beers
is like a joke.
Is a risky move.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. But it made me realise that referral fees are... Taking referral fees from solicitors, to me, seems to be the easiest way to see if it's a good or a bad, if I do a good or a bad job.
Would you say that the level of referral they are willing to pay an estate agent, the higher the referral fee, the less quality and care they're going to give to their client?
That's my experience.
Absolutely
Direct.
true, isn't it?
And I've had a few people I've worked with this year where I thought I could have it both ways. I thought they seem great, they seem professional, they're saying everything I want to hear, and they're offering a kickback. And I saw the kickback as like they don't have to spend money on marketing.
Yes.
We spend quite a lot of money on marketing to acquire clients. Solicitors don't in the same way if we're recommending them. Yeah, I don't see it like that anymore.
No.
So, yeah, no referral fees, client gets looked after, and we only get the referral fee if a sale completes, and if a sale completes, it means we're getting our commission anyway.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. So, and for the sake of a couple £100 here and there, like, yeah, it's important, but I really don't think it is. I think there's better things you could do with your money and time.
Yeah, and
to make it work.
And the sale I'm completing on today, which I mentioned a few times, I referred.
You mentioned it last week, didn't you? In last week's episode.
Last week, yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
So you completed it last week, didn't you?
Happened to be wearing the same clothes. Yeah, last week. Yeah, last week.
Last Friday.
Completed on last Friday.
Yeah.
I recommended both buyer and seller to the same firm. They could manage cases on either side.
Yeah.
It wasn't really their fault that the deal got delayed, but the manner in which they dealt with it, to me, wasn't acceptable. And I've ended up spending my referral fee on moving the furniture out of the flat, paying for extra searches which the buyer needed because they expired.
Yeah.
I didn't need to do that, but I sort of thought...
Felt like you had to.
Felt like I had to, yeah.
Yeah.
So 2024 is going to be me not giving any more of my money away to clients.
Yeah. And I think people, we talk a lot about, people selecting an estate agent based on fee. I can see the public's argument on why they think that's a good thing. It's even more important with solicitors. If you see a solicitor that's right, I can get you moved all in for £700, no other cost involved. Literally, you need to close that browser, delete that email, delete that phone number, run like the fucking wind as far away as possible from that solicitor because they will be shit. You like that?
100%.
I think we talked about fees, but I think realistically, £1,200 to £1,300 for the actual solicitor's fee plus disbursements, whether that be searches, I think it's about reasonable.
Yeah, I think £2,000.
The ones that, we said I think we've had this conversation in a previous pod. I think 1,750, 1,800, all in with searches and everything is about reasonable.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. And if not, maybe a tad expensive, to be fair.
I think it's one of those things where I noticed that people refuse to cut costs in some places. When they buy a new car, when they go out for dinner, and then will be insistent on cutting costs in other places. Solicitors, estate
selling
agents.
houses, the most important things. But then the scales are so much bigger. Yeah.
And it's, you think a £700 solicitor versus a £1,700 solicitor, you've saved
£1,000.
£1,000.
You haven't. There'll be added costs, and you're probably going to lose the house you want to buy and have to do the whole process again.
Yeah. So it's just something about solicitors I've been thinking a lot about. Planning for next year is I want to take more time signposting clients. I don't think solicitors do this very well.
I totally agree with that.
And I want to take more time explaining, once the deal's underway, we're on the market, we're doing viewing, stuff's happening, explaining right, when we get the buyer, because people think you find a buyer and then that's it, but we know that's not the case.
No.
Once we've got the buyer, I want the seller to already have their TA6 and TA10 filled in, to already have their draft contract ready, so it can be sent out immediately.
Saves weeks.
So they know that the buyer's going to have to order searches, and that's going to take a little while, and then the inquiry's going to really spell it out as to what's happening. Yeah. And I want to trial it next year, because I think if I do that.
No, I absolutely agree with you. I think it's exact the way it should be.
Yeah.
I had a sale agreed, sent out the memorandum of sale end of October, so we're 4 weeks in now.
Yeah.
And it's stupid I can't really blame the client because they weren't told. I suppose I can blame the solicitor for not chasing, but it's not really their... Well, yeah, it is their job, but I didn't chase, because I didn't check, because I knew that everyone's sensible, they're using recommended firms, everything's moving along.
Yeah.
And buyers chased me saying, oh, I've heard from my solicitor, draft contracts haven't been sent out. And I was like, yeah, of course they have. Like, the client said they sent the paperwork about 2 weeks ago, they'll be out by now.
Yeah. A reasonable assumption.
Yeah. Client hadn't gone in to do their ID checks. Solicitor hadn't chased them, so they haven't sent any paperwork out because they haven't got their ID checks done. So I called the client, I was like, why haven't you done your ID checks? Because I wasn't very well. I was like, oh, it sounds firmly like your problem. I think we need to go and get these sorted. Because at the moment, we're 4 weeks into a transaction and nothing's happened.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be the case. That's why the average transaction in the UK takes 4 to 5 months.
Yeah.
Because you waste 4 weeks at the start.
Doing your ID checks.
Doing your bloody ID checks.
Yeah.
If you had your solicitor structure from day one, but you're absolutely right, very rarely do I ever say about solicitors, I say we've got recommended firms, but only when we agree a sale, I then put them in touch.
And then it's kind of up to the solicitor to signpost the client through the legal process.
You almost need like I love a little email. Or maybe like a pre-scribed, pre-written.
Yeah.
Not old school.
Just like a
little WhatsApp message, just to let you know, you can get a load of paperwork from the solicitors. It's going to take you 3 hours to fill it in. Do that the first weekend. Book an appointment with the solicitor to hand deliver that the following week and do your ID checks. And then nothing can happen until then. So hopefully within a week of receiving the paperwork, they've been in the office, got everything done, ID checks done, off we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then chase once or twice a week.
I've had a few sales, most of the sales, where I've come back from Japan after a couple of weeks, left everything set up with solicitors, and I come back and nothing's happened in 2 weeks. And I'm like, and so now I'm like, we got to play 2 weeks catch up now because we're at the end of November, and we got to make up for that time.
Yeah, I think it's easy to fall into a trap of having X amount of sales going through, some of them relatively new, and just go, oh, they're new, I'll leave those for a couple of weeks. And then suddenly you catch up, you miss a week, and it's 3 or 4 weeks down the line, and you look at it and go, fuck's sake, nothing's happened at all.
And even with my own sale here, people are telling me, oh, I think everything's okay. And I'm like, I know it's not okay because the management company hasn't signed off the sale, so can we look into this, please? Yeah.
Well, let's move on to more happy topics.
Yes.
Sorry, you were going to do this. Like, let me, Ryan, stop talking. You were going to do the segue. Go on.
Well, I've been away to Japan recently, which is really cool.
Oh, great segue.
Yeah. It's really, really far away. It was such a long flight.
How is it? 10 hours?
It was 11 hours to Shanghai, and then another like 3.5 hours from Shanghai to Tokyo.
It's like the other side of the world, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's amazing, really. You can just sit in a tube up in the sky and.
Were there good films on the planes?
No, actually, China Eastern, the worst food and entertainment.
Because 11 hours on a plane is a long time, man.
Do you know what was?
Was there a bar on board?
No. And I had one beer on the way over, and I'm a nervous flyer, so I need to get a bit tipsy and sleep.
Why? As in they didn't come through enough, or?
No, they came through with the meal trolleys.
Yeah.
And they had one beer for me and Charlie to share between us, and then they ran out.
That's bollocks.
And I was ready to spend like £10 on a few Jack and Cokes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that sucked. I was ill for the whole time we were away.
Oh no!
Like it came about like 1 week, but 1 day before we left, and so I was like coughing and spluttering. Wasn't COVID, no, but you know we can just feel it coming on. And then on the plane on the way back, I had my jacket on, my hood up, face mask on, and sunglasses. Just sat there, just like coughing into my face mask, like trying not to die.
For 14 hours.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
No.
But Japan was fun. It was a long way away from home. But you know what I realised whenever I go to a different country? We're all different. We've all got different skin colours. We've all got different religious beliefs. We've all got, different ways of seeing the world. But at the end of the day, everyone just kind of wants to be with their family. Everyone wears Nike shoes. Everyone has iPhones.
We're all the same.
We're all the same, really.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
Whether you're eating you know,
Raw.
ramen for lunch or whether it's a Sunday roast, you know, we're all pretty similar.
Yeah. What was the best meal you had out there?
The ramen was brilliant. Didn't have any sushi.
Really?
I don't think sushi's as popular as people think it is, or I think
It's a stereotypical thing, is it?
or I think it's just high end. I think here we have quite a lot of shit sushi.
Yeah.
Whereas I
It's just a bit of rice and it really, a little bit of fish on top.
yeah, I'm all for it, but
I love Yo Sushi in town.
Yeah,
It's great.
It's great.
And the little sushi bars in Sainsbury's. Banging.
Do you reckon? I always find they're a bit ropey, the supermarket one.
Well, now you mention it.
But when
No, I quite like them.
yeah, well,
Anyway, sorry, we digress.
but you get a big bowl of ramen. Ramen's, you know,
They're like the little noodles, but not noodles.
it's noodles in like a broth, and
Yeah.
sometimes you have meat in there. You have like spring onions in there, and it's so this big bowl. Sometimes the meat's on the side.
Yeah.
You put in garlic and ginger and stuff for about like £5.
Fantastic.
And it's like a huge bowl of food.
Yeah.
And then some gyozas on the side. You know gyozas?
Yeah. I get them at Wagamama's. They'll duck gyozas.
Yeah.
And that little sauce you dip it.
Yeah.
No,
you know-
I'm getting hungry, man. It's like nearly lunchtime, isn't it?
Do you know
10,
what's-
20. Shit, it's not.
Do you know what's funny? It's like the Japanese Wagamama's is like a really nice westernized version.
Yeah.
The stuff in Japan was a bit more like authentic.
Yeah.
And a bit like
Less
weirder.
perfected.
Yeah, less perfected.
Yeah. It's a bit slapped around a little bit.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I didn't know. As you Wagamama's Japanese, is it? I thought it was Korean, isn't it?
I think it's Japanese, inspired from that part of the world. I would say.
Should we just quickly Google that?
It's got
So we don't get
Japanese.
shit. Well, not that we're getting shit, because
Everywhere stays open late there as well. Like we went to a food place and stayed there till like 2:00 in the morning,
yeah.
which you wouldn't have here.
What about the bars? You said you went to a couple of rooftop bars.
Yeah, rooftop bars, lovely, super expensive, but really nice.
Oh, Wagamama's was opened in 1992 in Bloomsbury, London. It doesn't say it's Chinese or Japanese. Japanese cuisine, yeah.
Yeah, there
Cool.
we go.
Good chat.
So, yeah, so it was good. It was fun. I've kind of like scratched that itch though of going.
You've done that now.
Yeah.
Big cool. So your next year plan, maybe probably a family holiday next year, I imagine.
Yeah, maybe.
Is the trials and tribulations of Matt and Charlie on a wild tours of adventures done now? Do you reckon?
No, every year.
Even with the fact, mate, you've got family responsibilities now.
Yeah, but like they'll be all right when I pop off. You know, I want to do Brazil. Charlie doesn't want to do Brazil.
Like Rio de Janeiro.
He thinks we'll get murdered, but
Probably will, mate.
I don't think we will. And if we do, like, you know, it's be a story for the family.
Tell
to
the family, yeah. We lost our beloved Matthew many years ago. Oh, what was it? Got stabbed by a drug dealer in Rio de Janeiro. Don't know what he was doing with the drug dealer, but that's how he went. Good story. Yeah, good story.
Charlie never wanted to go in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rio and
the cruel reality is Charlie would escape. He'd be out, and he'd be like,
Yeah,
he'll be
yeah.
telling the story for years to come. I told Matt we shouldn't go. Look what happened. He's the one who got murdered, not me.
I told him. Yeah.
What are we talking about?
So yeah, I don't know. How. Let's just segue on to family matters.
Yes.
I was thinking when we have a baby, I'm not going on holiday. I'm not going to be that dickhead who brings a crying baby onto the plane and everyone hates for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Were you that guy? How did you navigate that?
100% we were. So Milo was born in February.
Yeah.
Fast forward March, April, May, June, July. 5 months old, we went on a holiday to Menorca.
Okay.
So, top advice for any parents and for you as well. First couple of holidays, probably till they're about 2 or 3, stick within a couple of hours flight. Menorca is perfect. 2-hour flight.
Yeah. So it's kind of once
By the
you're up in
time
the sky, you're coming down.
By the time you're up, you're down.
Yeah.
Absolutely ideal. Little cow pole squirt before. Sleep.
Oh, okay. Knocks them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the way up, get them to on the bottle. So they're naturally sucking the bottle, which is making their ears pop, so they don't get the BM. Because obviously they don't know. You know, when you go up and you get the pressure, you just swallow, don't you? And your ears go.
Yeah.
Babies don't know how to do that.
No. Okay.
So if they're on the bottle as they go up, happy days.
It's good it's good life advice.
But interesting. So we did that first year. Then the year after, maybe a year and a half after we went back to Menorca, different place. Mila was, she was about 2, maybe 18 months old.
Yeah.
Went back there. We're going on holiday next month, like 3 weeks' time. We were looking back. We've been obviously on many holidays. I say that, many holidays. We've been on probably 6 or 7 holidays since then.
Yeah.
But they've either been other people or it's just been Lauren and I.
Yeah.
We haven't been as a family 3 on holiday since that Menorca trip in 2017. It's been 6 years.
Okay.
And now Marla's like a young adult, like wears
Yeah.
makeup and got her iPhone.
Yeah, so she ain't gonna
She's
be
fucking 8, mate.
crying anymore.
Yeah, man, would you be going out on the piss? And she'd be like, no, a glass of wine. Nope.
Like,
No, she does a little sip of my beer now and again.
few years. Does she like it? You know, when you're younger and you pretend to like
She loves the top of the Guinness.
Nice.
Does, really does.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah, we're buzzing for that. So and I'm really excited to see how she acts, because it's not like going out with a baby. Like, we're going to be typical holiday by the pool all day, little snacks, few beers, go home, little rest, get ready, go out for dinner about 8, and she'll be coming with us and staying up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Cool. So she hasn't been away since 2017.
She has, but there's never been the threat. So we went away last April to Greece, but we went with my cousin, her kids.
Right. Okay.
So it's different because Mila had her friends with her to play with. So we did that. And then Laura and I have been away loads, like various trips, like weekends away in Barcelona, or went to Greece for my brother's wedding, that sort of thing. But Mila hasn't.
It'll be your first
so it's been the first proper family holiday for 6 years.
Cool.
Which is so exciting. Every morning I wake her up at the moment, guess how many days to holiday? She goes, 23. And
Nice.
so we're buzzing for that.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. So short flights at the start.
Short flights at the start. But I don't think you can go wrong. They're pretty cool with it. Like, you have the pram. You can take the pram all the way up, all the way through the gate, all the way to literally as you're boarding the plane, and then they'll take the pram off you and then chuck it underneath the plane. And
Well, they won't be chucking our pram, mate.
Talk about prams.
So we've
By
done.
the way, you don't take that pram. You get a cheaper pram.
We've done the pram thing.
Yeah.
A second.
Let me guess. Is it brand new?
It's brand new.
Is it
John
just,
Lewis.
Is it just the pram, or is it the holdall and the cot and the basket, everything, or is it just the pram?
We've got the bundle, bro. We've
The
got
bundle,
the bundle.
bro. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this is going to be another example of where you said, guess how much my flights were to Japan? I was like, oh no, like $650. And you went, yeah, they were like $550.
Yeah, bang. More or less.
Right, full pram system from John Lewis. I'm going to go with £1,300.
Spot on.
Was it really?
Spot on.
Well, 12.9. Was it really?
Yeah, spot on.
There you go. It's like I've done this before, isn't it? Oh, but that was a very good guess. I added inflation in as well and calculated in my mind very quickly.
Nicely done. That's
Just
the
for
bundle.
the listeners and the viewers, we have not discussed this before. That was genuine sidekick ability. That's how in sync we are as hosts now.
This is. I should also disclose this is not my money. I had a lovely mother-in-law who's. I didn't go with them, but she was all too happy to buy the pram. So I've heard.
Well, good for her. Well done, mother-in-law.
But
Is it her first grandchild as well?
No.
Oh,
no, I heard.
that's even more generous.
Yeah.
Normally
But
the
I
first
feel like a precedent was set with the first one, so it's kind of.
Yeah. You've got to be careful with that when we get there. Don't spoil the first grandchild too much.
Yeah,
because then you have to keep on doing it.
Yeah. But
I've only got one kid, so hopefully I'll only have like 1 or 2 grandkids.
So anyway, I got once Sophie came back and told me about the pram, I was very invested in the details of this pram. We're now an egg pram family.
Ooh,
or an egg
a proud egg 2 pram.
Egg 2 specifically, in what I like to call camping green. Kind of dark green, like camping, like fishing gear, fishing gear.
Yeah, I know fishing gear. Yeah. I don't fish, but I know the gear.
Fishing gear green.
Fishing gear green.
Like I said, we got the bundle.
Yeah.
We got the bundle, which Soph reminded me actually saved us £200 off the retail price.
You're editing this one, so can you get a little image on the screen for this for the visual listeners? Yeah. Audio listeners, sorry. Just go on John Lewis if you really care and have a look at it.
The visual, everyone's checked out by this point. They're like, these guys were here to learn about houses, now they're talking about prams.
Yeah. I feel like most of our viewers are probably, or listeners, we actually get quite a little listening on our Spotify and Apple Pay podcast. We actually get people listening. Viewers on YouTube have improved, but I don't think they're massive.
Well, I'm excited about the pram
anyway,
thing,
sorry.
so I want to just share it with everyone. So,
good.
But I can't wait to see it. Beautiful design, really efficient fold up. Soph knows how she's going to put it in her car. We've got the sleeping bag. We've got the attachments.
Yeah.
You can even get, for when the kid gets older and you have another kid, you can even get a little skateboard to go on the back. We haven't got that yet, but we've got all.
What are you more excited about, pram or kid?
Like, the kid is secondary to the pram in the first instance.
Because the pram
No,
will
I
be.
don't mean that.
Don't say that.
I'm buzzing. For that.
But you're even like the kid's a blessing and amazing, and you're absolutely great. But you're even more grateful now that because you've had the kid, you can now get the pram.
It's
like a byproduct of the success.
Exactly. It's just the next step.
You've worked hard for this.
Yeah, it's a big moment. So I think they both come together. Go on.
Okay, thank you. So Lauren bought her first pram, and we only bought the pram itself, and it wasn't that expensive. It was from Mothercare. Mothercare's still open these days. I mean, it's closed down now.
No, I think you've got mamas and papas now.
Yeah, Mothercare back in the day.
Yeah.
Big up, RIP Mothercare. If it is closed down, I don't know. I don't care. Mothercare.
Passed it, completed it, mate.
Yeah, completed that level of my life. Bought a nice pram, worked really well, and literally 3 months in, she was like, "Oh, I don't really like it."
She doesn't like it.
Hey, do you know the second-hand market for prams is fucking banging? So Lauren, she went on to look for second-hand prams, and there's like £1,000 prams for like 200 quid. And she's like, "Well, we might buy that one. That's only a year old." Brought that one, sold ours, lost money on our brand new one, obviously.
Yeah.
She goes, "This is really good." Like, cleaned up a little bit. This is a really nice pram. So she found another one that was like 1,200 quid reduced, like brand new, 18 months before. That's 400. She brought that one. She had 2 prams. But then the original one that she bought for 200, she stuck back on Facebook. I don't really like the feel of this pram. Put it on at like 450. Sold.
A pram dealer.
Mate, she was. So she actually got to the point where she had to be careful which Facebook group she posted in selling prams, because it was a business. We had like 4 or 5 prams at one point. Just turning over. I think she made probably, like, bear in mind we started with a £600 pram and lost money on that.
Yeah.
We then invested £200 in the original pram, and by the end of it, I think she made about, probably over the course of 6 months, maybe £1,800.
Yeah, nice.
Like upside.
Flipping prams.
She buys shit prams, like one with like tyres deflated and a bit grubby. Just rip it, take it all apart, wash everything, pump the tyres up, bang, back on the market, job done. Like a second-hand car dealer, but prams.
Because I mean that would have been my go-to. You know, had I been.
You can make more money from second-hand dealing in prams than you can from solicitor referrals.
There we go.
All full circle. Full circle.
So my go-to of anything in life is, well, not anything, but I'd have just gone on Facebook Marketplace and found the same pram for the...
I don't like Facebook Marketplace. I just find that it's a bit disjointed, if I'm honest with you.
What is the Marketplace? What do you mean?
Well, I just like... So when I was looking for bikes, e-bikes, there would have been a good opportunity to buy a second-hand e-bike on Facebook, but just the way people... Or maybe that's quite specific, but maybe people just don't... I type in e-bikes and it'll come up with people just selling their normal bikes, but we'll put in the brackets like e-bike.
It's a bit niche.
Yeah, maybe that is. Maybe that's why I struggle with it. So we've got a dishwasher, a dryer, and a washing machine all in our garage that we've just replaced them and then haven't ever done anything with them. The dryer doesn't work and needs a new heating element, which I found out is £25. I watched a YouTube video on how to fit it. Very, very simple. And then this dryer is probably worth 75 quid second hand anyway. But so I'm conscious of whether I'm just going to like throw it away or buy the heating element, fix it and sell it.
There's 20 quid for the heating element.
Yeah, so I'll make 50 quid.
Yeah, it's just whether you fix it or whether you fuck it up.
Well, no, it's very, very simple. It's a couple of screws, undo the wires, don't electrocute yourself. Simple.
Yeah, fix it and done.
It's a very simple process. I'm just like, what if I get the wrong heating element and it goes wrong?
Yes, that's the risk.
But it's like, it seems very, very straightforward, like almost idiot-proof. And now I'm getting a bit better on my DIY. Fixed my garage door handle yesterday.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't fuck around anymore.
It's a good feeling, isn't it? Knowing you can do shit like
I just had to literally screw an extra bolt in. But, a little thing.
Oh,
but yeah, it is what it is, mate.
So, yeah, I feel like we've covered a lot in this episode.
I think we're good, yeah. Solicitors, Japan, prams.
It's been
tick, tick, tick.
It's been
done,
diverse
done.
in topics.
There we go. So that's been 35. Next will be 36. On the hunt down. If we're going to get 40 done by the end of the year, we need to get Ian booked in for number 40. We said we would, didn't we?
He's a busy guy as well.
He's a busy guy.
You see, he did a podcast with Gareth Barry yesterday.
Yeah, I did. So I saw it pop up on LinkedIn or wherever it was.
Him popping up with Gareth Barry.
Yeah. Oh, the first I looked at it, I was like, who the fuck? Oh, it's Gareth Barry, isn't it?
Yeah, I do reckon.
Mate, we haven't even talked about football for ages.
No. Well, I'm not really talking about it because I'm following Reading.
Yeah, you're fucked, mate. You're going out League Two.
Absolutely.
Mate, the joke is, welcome to Wrexham. What a programme, by the way. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, start of it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Brilliant.
Well, first series. You haven't seen the second series?
No.
Well, like, spoiler alert, they get promoted. As you know, they're in League Two.
Yeah.
So, welcome to Wrexham started, and they were a National League, and Reading were in Championship stuff, and now, firmly possible that next season they won't even be playing each other because Wrexham will be League One and Reading will be League Two. So they're not even going to get a chance to go Wrexham to the Medeski. I would have gone and watched that game.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen now. The best chance Reading have of playing Wrexham next year is probably in the EFL Trophy.
It's just heartbreaking what's happening at Reading. It really is.
I find it amusing, but that's only because I don't support them. But it's better for the local community. When they were in the Premier League team, it was a bigger vibe around Reading.
Yeah, I mean, you should support them. You're a local lad. You should support them more than I should support
Thatcham. Thatcham Town.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
We had a massive result last week. Drew 0-0 with the league leaders, Rains Park Valley, or whatever they're called. Josh in goal. Saved a 90th minute penalty. Oh, yes.
Do you go for beers with the team?
No. I see the midfielders in one of the pubs in Tyler's quite a lot.
No.
Centre mid. He goes there quite a lot. He's only a young lad, like 22, 23. A bit young for me. Be young for me. Be weird. I meant as in he's not in my age bracket now where I'm like early 30s and socialise with like older people. Yeah. So yeah, do that. But no, don't see him off. See him. The striker, I see him in the gym all the time. I work out next to him.
Is that Pure Gym still?
Pure Gym, yeah. Still rocking the Pure Gym, mate. Pure Gym vibes. So yeah, see if you're knocking around. Mate, you should come to a game one day.
Yeah, I know. I've said it before.
We've said it a couple of times.
When the weather turns, not when the weather's like this.
It's fine, man. They're playing away tomorrow, so we're not going to see them tomorrow. But anyway, there we go.
Okay, cool. Well, let's see everyone in the next episode.
Yeah.
36. As always, send you anything you want us to discuss.
Thanks for your comments on TikTok, by the way. Everyone that's commenting, even if they're giving us shit, thank you.
We appreciate your time just to abuse us on social media.
Yeah. Right, that's it. Cue the exit music.